Good afternoon, about 4 o'clock on Monday, June 5th, 2023. Baseball records, stolen bases. Last video I did, I covered players 1 through 80 in the Hall of Fame with career baseball stolen bases on their resume, and I ranked them 1 through 80. Number 1 was Rickey Henderson, 1,406 stolen bases. He did it in over 3,000 games played. Had 130 one season. That's a record. He's number 1 in the Baseball Hall of Fame. 1,406 stolen bases. Incredible. Number 2, Lou Brock, 938. Billy Hamilton, number 3, 914. But here's a question I want to ask. Who is the most prolific base stealer in the Baseball Hall of Fame? The best at stealing bases. Is it Rickey Henderson or Billy Hamilton? My answer, Billy Hamilton. Why? He stole 914 bases, but he did it in 1,594 games. Rickey Henderson, 1,406. How many games did he play? I've got it here. Henderson. How many baseball games did he play? 3,081. How many more games is that? 3,081 minus 1,594. 1,487 more games. If Billy Hamilton plays 1,487 more to match the same number of games as Rickey Henderson, how many stolen bases would he have ended up with, presupposed or what if? 914 in 1,594 games. So he's basically, it's not one a game. It's one every game and a half, right? So 1,487, because we're going to add more games for Billy Hamilton, right? So he matches Rickey Henderson's. Times 1.5. How many more stolen bases would have Billy Hamilton swiped? He's averaging one every game and a half, he steals a base. Okay? So divide 1,487 in half. Divided by 2. It's about 743 games. He would have had 743 more stolen bases, which would have ended up with 914 plus 7. He would have had 1,660 stolen bases. That would have broken the record of Rickey Henderson. We're presupposing we're doing time capsule here. We're just saying what if. According to my estimation, Billy Hamilton is the greatest base stealer of all time. Better than Rickey Henderson. Sorry. 4 on the list was Ty Cobb, 897. Did you know there are only 4 guys in the Baseball Hall of Fame that stole over 100 bases in a season? Rickey Henderson, 130. Lou Brock's high was 118. Billy Hamilton had 111. And did you know that he had over 100 stolen bases in a season 5 times? Rickey Henderson did it twice, over 100. Hamilton, 5. And then the other guy is John Ward, way back, 111. So I think the baseball records is an interesting stat to look at and to ask the question, who can lay claim as the greatest base stealer of all time? According to my book, Billy Hamilton 1, Rickey Henderson 2, Lou Brock, 3. And Ty Cobb, 4. You can put Maury Wills in there. He had 100 stolen bases one year, but he's not in the Baseball Hall of Fame. So I covered 80 players in my last video. Let's look at the Hall of Famers, see where they ended up as far as stolen bases. Number 80 was Carl Yastrzemski, 168 career. Covered 169 players. 168 of them are in the Hall of Fame. One player is not, Pete Rose, but I included him in my ranking, okay? 81, Pie Traynor, 158. Ross Youngs and Mickey Mantle had 153. Mickey Mantle, a power hitter, 153 career stolen bases. His high, 21 in a season. Chipper Jones, 150. Phil Rizzuto, 149. Tony Lazario and Dave Bancroft, 145. Orlando Cepeda, 142. Al Kaline, 137. Roger Hornsby, 135. Kirby Puckett, 134. Carlton Fisk, 128. Ivan Rodriguez, 127. Babe Ruth, 123. Stolen bases. Not bad. Babe's a big guy, right? Over 200 pounds. He had 123 stolen bases. How about that? Scott Rowland, 118. So is Archie Vaughn, 118. Barry Heilman, Henny Manouche, 113. Eddie Murray, 130. Paul Wainer, 104. Lou Gehrig, 102. So Lou Gehrig is 101 on the list, ranked 101 out of 168. He had 102 stolen bases in his career. Good for Lou. If you were a baseball player, wouldn't you want to have on your resume as a career record? On your career record resume, you have over 100 stolen bases. I would. The rest of these guys are under 100. Duke Snider, 99. Early Combs, 98. Billy Williams, 90. Joe Gordon, Mike Schmidt, and Red Shashinsky, 89. Mel Ott, 89. Al Simmons, 80. 88. Jimmy Fox, Joe Cronin, 87. And something, Babe Ruth had more stolen bases than Jimmy Fox. Joe Cronin, 87. Tony Oliva, 86. Fred Lindstrom, 84. Roberto Clemente, only 83. I would think Roberto would have had more stolen bases, don't you? 3,000 career hits. He was on base a lot. Should have stole more, Roberto. Chuck Klein, 79. Stan Musial, 78. Not a base stealer. His high for a season was only 9. Nellie Fox, 76. Joe Sewell, 74. Fred McGriff, 72. Ennis Slaughter. And Travis Jackson, 71. Chick Happy, Earl Averell, Deacon White, 70. Eddie Matthews, 68. Johnny Bench, 68. Billy Herman, Lloyd Wainer, 67. So Paul Wainer stole more bases than his brother, Lloyd Wainer. George Kelly, 65. Mickey Cochran, 64. Gil Hodges, 63. Jim Botley, Jim Rice, 58. Hank Greenberg, 58. He's a power hitter. Interesting that Babe Ruth had more stolen bases than Jimmy Fox and Hank Greenberg. Bill Terry, 56. Bobby Doerr, 54. Hack Wilson, 52. Lou Bergeron, 51. George Kell, 51. Counting down, Ernie Banks, 50 in his career. Not enough, Ernie. Tony Perez, Edgar Martinez, 49. Larry Doby, 47. Larry Doby should have had more. Joe Medwick, 42. Gary Carter, 39. Cal Ripken, 36. Cal Ripken his high was only 6 in 1 year. Bill Dickey, 36. Ron Santo, 35. These are career numbers. Kind of embarrassing for some of these guys. Not even get 100 in 20 years. You can't get 100 stolen bases. If you play 20 years and steal 5 bases a year, that's 100 for your career. And some of these guys, Harold Baines, 34. Frank Thomas, 32. No excuse, Frank, because if Babe Ruth can steal 123, how come you only have 32, Frank? You're a tall guy. You would think with your length, you would be able to reach the bag quicker because you're taller. That's just my opinion. Should have worked on your stone bag. How about this guy? Joe DiMaggio, 30? I don't know, Joe. That's the one flaw. I got to give a flaw to Joe DiMaggio. 56 game hitting streak, 325 career batting average. How many career hits did he have? Joe DiMaggio. I got to get, you know what? We rank him as one of the greatest hitters of all time. I've got him in my top 20, but listen to this. He plays 1,736 games, 2,214 hits, 325 career batting average, and he only steals 30 bases in his career. And some years he went 0. He had 1 year, 1950, 139 games, did not steal a base. Guess he had sore legs, sore knees. He was injured. His high was 6. I don't know, Joe DiMaggio, 56 game hitting streak. You should have had 100 stolen bases for your career, Joe. Jumping Joe. Yogi Berra, 30. Embarrassed. The rest of these guys are just quite downright inexcusable. Small numbers for stolen bases for their career. I don't care. Some of these guys are only 5'11", 175. You can steal a base. If you're 250 pounds, I can understand, but these guys are not. Listen to these guys. Rick Farrell, 29. Johnny Mize, 28. Brooks Robinson, 28. Gabby Harnett, 28. Bill Mazeroski, 27. You want me to show you something? I'll prove something to you. Bill Mazeroski had 27 career stolen bases in his career. This is inexcusable. Why? I'll tell you why. Bill Mazeroski is 5'11", 183. You mean you can't steal a base? He played 2,163 games. He makes the Hall of Fame with a 260 career batting average and only 2,000 hits. Yet he makes the Hall of Fame. A 260 career batting average and 27 career stolen bases. His high was 4. This is inexcusable. Willie McCovey, 26. Okay. He's a tall guy. Willie McCovey, all right. What's his excuse? Well, he's 6'4", 198. But still, Babe Ruth was over 200 pounds. In fact, Babe Ruth was probably 220 sometimes. Yet he has 123 stolen bases. Willie McCovey, 26. Inexcusable. Roy Campanella, 25. Ted Williams, 24. Why? You know, I got on Joe DiMaggio, and I got to get on Ted Williams. I think this is inexcusable. This is downright embarrassing. You play Ted Williams, listen to this, 2,292 games, and he has 24 career stolen bases. 344 career batting average. You know he had 2,000 walks. And a lot of times when he's on first base, there's nobody on second. Steal the base, Ted. Help your team. Never won the World Series title. 24 career stolen bases for Teddy Ballgame. Greatest hitter of all time? I don't know. You know, Ty Cobb had 892. And Ted Williams had 24. What's Ted's excuse? 6'3", 205. You can't steal a base. If you're 6'3", you have length. Cobb was 6'1", 175. So Ted Williams is only 2 inches taller and 20 pounds more, 30 pounds more. Ty Cobb steals 892, and Ted Williams, for his career, 24. DiMaggio and Williams. Wade Boggs, 24. That's a flaw in your record, Wade. You had 7 or 8 200-hit seasons. You're on a lot. Your career batting average. Wade Boggs. Come on, what's your career batting average? I've got it here. Wade Boggs. 328. He has 3,010 hits. He's on a lot. He plays 2,439 games. And he has 24 career stolen bases. Why? 6'2", 190. No excuse. Sorry. DiMaggio, Williams, Boggs. Ralph Kiner, 22. Ted Simmons, 21. Jim Thome, okay, 19 career stolen bases. What's his excuse? Let's look at Thome here. Thome. 6'4", he weighed 250. Okay, he's 250 pounds. I guess he can't steal the base. Harmon Killebrew, 19. Power hitter. David Ortiz, 17. This is career, stolen bases. Willie Stargell, 17. But here's a guy I got to get on. I really got to get on this guy. Mike Piazza, ranked 168 on my list. Only 17 career stolen bases. Mike Piazza. He's gonna come back at me and say, I'm not a base stealer, but I'm gonna say, Mike, how many games did you play in your career? He played 1,912. 6'3", 200. $17 career stolen bases. His high was 4. Mike, I want to point something out to you. Have you heard of a guy named Babe Ruth? Mike, if you're listening, if you're watching, I want to get on you. Babe Ruth is 6'2", 215. So he's 1 inch shorter than you. And he weighs more than you, Mike. And he stole 123 stolen bases. You have 17 for your career. Unacceptable. Because you played 1,912 games, you had 2,127 hits. So you're on. You got a good average. 308 career. You're on base. Steal a base. 17. And the last guy on my list, Ernie Lombardi. He's ranked 169. 168 of them were in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose was 169. But Lombardi, for his career, listen to this. Are you ready? 8 career stolen bases. for Ernie Lombardi. What's his excuse? He's a catcher, right? I'm going to look him up here. Ernie Lombardi, for his career, had 8 career, and his high was 2. 6'3", 230. So he's a big guy. Tomey's 250. Killebrew weighs a lot, and so does Lombardi. So he's 230 pounds. He only managed to steal 8 bases in 1,853 games. Did you know that in the record book, I think there's a guy that stole 7 bases in one game? I don't know who it is. I think that's the record. You want me to look it up? Let's look it up. Who has the most stolen bases in one game? Stolen bases, one game. There's 4 players who have stolen 6 bases in one game. 5 players. Nope, 4. Carl Crawford, not in the Hall of Fame. Eric Young, not in the Hall of Fame. Otis Nixon, not in the Hall of Fame. But Eddie Collins is, and he did it twice. 6 stolen bases in one game. And Ernie Lombardi, for his whole career, which was how many games? How many games did he play? Lombardi. 1,853. 8 stolen bases for his whole career. I can't imagine this. What am I trying to say here? I'm saying that some of these guys did not pay attention to the stolen base. I think every Hall of Famer, if you make the Hall of Fame, you should have on your resume at least 100 stolen bases for your career. A lot of guys did it. About 100 of them did it. Lou Gehrig did it. Babe Ruth did it. Over 100. And a lot of these guys who are under 100, oh, I can understand, okay, 90, 80, 70. But if you get down to embarrassing numbers like 8 for Lombardi, 17 for Piazza, Stargell, Ortiz, 17, Harmon Killebrew, 19. What's his excuse? He's a power hitter, right? Killebrew. Did he weigh a lot? Yeah, he weighed a lot. No, 6 feet, 195. He should have had more. All right, that includes baseball records, stolen bases. What do you think? Rickey Henderson, 1,406. Lou Brock, 938. Billy Hamilton, 914. And Ty Cobb, 892. How about that? Wow. Stolen bases. I play in a baseball league right now. Hardball league. I'm 68 years old. Guess what? I'm leading my league. There's a league of 7 teams in our division. 7 teams. We're in the American League. It's hardball, baseball, 9 innings, wood bats, hardball. I'm leading the league in stolen bases. I have 5 in 12 games. And I'm 68 years old. Yet Ernie Lombardi had 8 for his career. I just can't get it. I'm not a fast guy. I'm 5'11", 170. All right, that concludes this video on stolen bases. What do you think? Thanks for watching. We'll continue videos on baseball records. What's next? Stay tuned. Thanks for watching. I'm out.